Hello, MonstersAbound, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires and part 16 of my Belegar Ironhammer camp. Ironhammer camp, for fuck's sake. Could redo the intro, but I'm not going to. I felt that had good energy, apart from the inability to say words. It was great. Okay, last time I forgot to save. At this point, if you're not asking yourself, why the fuck am I watching this idiot? Then you're obviously not paying attention. But either way, I forgot to save, so I've had to go back and replay the end turn and the little bit. Everything's basically the same though, so it's fine. In fact, you probably wouldn't have noticed, but I thought I'd tell you anyway, just in case. So, last time, Malekith declared war on us, which was a bit of a problem, because he's quite strong, and he could potentially start recruiting quite a few armies down here, which would be a problem for us. The only thing I'm not 100% sure about is, are jungles habitable? Like, do Dark Elves like living in jungles? I think Malus does, but I don't know if... Does the AI get these? I mean, it doesn't say they've got a detriment in public order due to buildings, which is what the uninhabitable climate would do to them. It might be unpleasant climate, maybe. Well, either way, so that's a bit of a problem for us. So I am going to concentrate on trying to knock out Malekith ASAP. It's going to be a pain in these islands down here because obviously this is uninhabitable climate for us. It means our replenishment rate will be right down, and we won't have anywhere to replenish. And basically, they can build the Black Arcs, which is a massive ball ache for us. So lots of issues to be had there, and there's no one I can really get to help me with this, to be honest. I mean, the dwarves might send some forces down to help, but they're mostly busy dealing with the vampires, who have had to fall back quite considerably. At one point they had quite a few settlements over here, but the Empire has beaten them back, and now it looks like they've got multiple stacks of dwarves. Oof. Because doesn't Angrund give them the entities can't die while they have more than 50% health, basically. So, if every giant slayer in the unit takes 50% damage, 49% damage, then no one will die. They'll always be at one hit point. So they can't die while the unit as an entity as a whole has over 50% hit points, which is a pain in the arse to deal with. I swear, it's an absolute nightmare. Well, that's Manfred's problem now. Anyway, holy shit, there's a border princes up here. Bloody hell. They're taking more time. Jesus. Bloody hell. I'm half tempted to confederate with these guys. I am tempted to do that. Should I confederate with them?
Honor to your ancestors.
Can you give me some money for confederating with you? Will you give me all your money? No. Yes, we'll give you everything, apart from all that. Okay, I'll take that. We'll take that. Public order is not too bad. We've got a little army over there. We've got another army over there. I'm going to... Hang on.
Let us begin.
Right. What we're going to do is we're going to move these guys... Not very far. Basically we're going to link up. Yeah, tell me about it. We're going to link up with these guys, and we're going... Right, what do we have here? Is this fine? This looks okay. They don't have walls, though. Okay, we'll do that. What about Matorka down here? Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what I can do. It's got vampiric corruption from osmosis. Where the fuck is that coming from? I guess here. Okay, we're getting rid of you. We're going to pass across some units here. So this is another army we'll have. So that's fine. We also have Ozpin II down here. I've amalgamated his Longbeards. I'm recruiting 2 more because it only takes a turn, so he'll be ready to go next turn. We've got Bob here, and I'm tempted to get rid of Bob. Because, I mean, we've got another army up here. I can actually send them to go and deal with the bloody mutinous Gits once and for all. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Okay, in the meantime, let's get some growth there. And boom. So, dealing with Malekith is our -- priority at this moment in time. We do have, especially because Malus is now raiding us, we do have several armies moving on the greenskins, and I believe the greenskins have overextended themselves. Looks like they headed south for some reason, and I think that is going to cause some all kinds of issues. Because I think that means they're going to get surrounded by their enemies and picked apart. Because it looks like they're kind of like staked down into the desert. So I think all of the Badlands territories are undefended, which hopefully means we should be able to just get straight in there and finish them off. Or at least deal with all the settlements that let them recruit Savage Orcs, which is my main concern at this moment in time. Hello? Military Alliance. I'll take that. I'm really surprised that Estalia managed to deal with Ikit. I'm absolutely flabbergasted. Do you try and assault my units? Oh, you little shits. And we're being raided over there. Where is it? Okay, so you're probably going to head for Darkhold. Can we reach Darkhold? Yes, we can. We can reach Darkhold. We can defend it just in time. There he is. What's he got? Oof. I mean, that's an absolute bastard of an army, that is.
Beneath me.
Absolute bastard. Oh, lots of very killy units as well. Oh god, they've got another stack up here as well. Are they at war? Yeah, they are at war with the dwarves. So hopefully they should attack that rather than bypass it. Maybe. Maybe.
Armed and ready.
Okay.
King commands.
Right, we're going to take you. We're going to get rid of you. And you. And you and you. Does that look good? Am I feeling that? Dwarf Warriors with great weapons, get rid of you. Yeah.
Grudges will be settled.
That looks generally fine. Right, then we get rid of all of them.
What do you want?
You on the dole queue. Get out. Get the fuck out. Okay, good. We need to take Angrund. So we're going to assault. A nice little success there. Excellent. That should make our life a little bit easier.
Yes.
We can't quite reach it in 1 turn, but we can do it in 2. So we're just gonna go hell for leather. We've got a little. Oh, there's Wurzag's back. He doesn't have many Savage Orcs though, so this should be fine.
By the forge, father.
Erstboat murdered. Meet Wurzag, the Great Green Prophet. Strap yourselves in, boys and girls, because this is going to be an epic... You might not think an epic battle. You might look at this and go, well, this just seems like a small settlement battle with an army. No, this is going to be a battle that takes half an hour to fight. And I think I know why it did, but equally it seems like bullshit. So, anywho, obviously our organ guns are turning stuff into jam. Also very good against towers and stuff. We've got a lot of artillery, so, I mean, we should be fine. Mind you, the problem is we've got a lot of artillery, and there's a lot of orcs here. I mean, this is a lot of orcs right here. Too many orcs, to be honest. We did not bring enough artillery. Or ammo. Mostly ammo. We did not bring enough ammo. That could be a problem. Anyway, because this battle's going to... I mean, I could make you sit here and watch this for half an hour, but I'm not that much of an arsehole, to be honest. So we're going to jump ahead from time to time, just to kind of get to the juicy bits. I mean, the jammy bits. So we have successfully smashed down the... Jesus, so many giblets raining down from above. We have successfully, like, successfully, words, smashed down the gates with our organ guns. Now, interesting fact, organ guns, like all artillery, you can focus fire by holding down Alt and then clicking on the ground, and then the artillery in question will fire at that particular point. This is quite useful for organ guns, because the organ guns, by general, they'll try and target, like, the end of the unit for some reason. You might go, actually, I want you to target, like, the middle. So, getting them to target the middle means you can, like, you know, fire through gates and shit. Like this. And as you can see, all these sort of, like, massed orcs, these savage orc biggins, and these biggins, I mean, that kind of thing is going to create, well, absolute carnage. And leave a great many bodies reduced to jam. Which is great. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Yeah, there we go. That's how you use organ guns. Holy shit. I mean, we're killing a lot, but it's probably still not enough. We've done a lot of damage to the units on the wall, but again, I mean, you know, these units here getting minced, which is great. However, if we look at the balance of power there, we can see that still it's fairly 50-50, despite the fact that we've killed quite a lot of orcs already. I mean, look at this. Look at this chunky jam pulp we have here. So much of it. So it's just a big long line. So just a long streak, which is quite satisfying. Our forces are now moving up, and you can see our missile units are in the front, trying to get some pot shots at anyone we can. And yeah, they will tend to target, like, the units directly on top of the gatehouse for some reason. They do seem to like that. That's often a bad position for them to be firing on, because there's, like, cover and stuff there. So that's often... I probably should have been a bit more careful. I was being a bit laissez-faire? Laissez-faire? Lackadaisical? Whatever. With my ammo, and I shouldn't have been. I should have been being much more careful. I should have been picking my targets with much more precision. And I wasn't. I was just dicking about. I know, it's hard to believe that me, MonstersAbound, would just be dicking about and not paying attention. Yeah, right, shut up. So I'm going to try and move my units to, like, ignore the Goblin Big Boss, because I do find, like, attacking, even with guard mode on, your missile units will often, like, attack units. Like, if you go, oh, attack those guys, I'll be like, okay, I can't quite see. You're like, no, you can see them, can't you? It's like, no, I can't. I'm going to just walk into the city and up around and then shoot them directly in the face. And obviously that wouldn't work out very well. We are, however, mincing these Black Orcs. The Black Orcs would be a considerable threat, so taking those out is very sensible. Taking these Savage Orc Biggins, again, very sensible to deal with those. If we have a look at the enemy, we can see that we've killed a good 600 enemy forces, and but still, it's still very much like, nope, 50-50. Absolutely 50-50. Now, I watched a video from, is it Zovich? Anyway, whoever, good YouTuber, knows mechanics. Anyway, so he had a video all about, like, the balance of power and how that is sort of, like, calculated in the game. Because I'll be honest, there's a lot of things in Total War that just do not get mentioned, right? They do not, like, at no point does it go, oh, here's how this is made up of, and here's how much this unit is sort of putting towards that, right? At no point does it say that. However, basically all units have, like, a combat ability, or a ranged combat ability if they're a ranged unit. A ranged combat ability decreases with the amount of ammo you have left. So basically, if you've only got, say, 20% of your ammunition left, your ranged combat ability is significantly less than if you have 30%, and it's much less if you have, say, only 10%. And at 0%, obviously, you have no ranged combat ability because you no longer have the ability to fire at ranged. Now, all units have like combat ability, and ranged units have range combat ability. But of course, ranged units will have less combat ability because they're less useful in melee combat, depending on the type of unit it is. Obviously, artillery is completely useless in melee combat. Some of the dwarf missile units are actually not bad. However, the Orc army is predominantly melee units, by the looks of it. So, I think what's happening here is, despite the fact that the number of enemy units is dropping, because I'm expending my ammunition to do that, it's still saying, yes, but it's about even. Now, I would say that's bollocks, but, you know, how do you argue with a piece of software? It's, I used to be a software developer, and let me tell you, it's basically pointless. Okay, so these Goblin Archers getting mown down. There we go. They are running away. You can see a lot of units here very, very dead. And we're continuing to do lots and lots of damage. But still, the balance of power is 50-50, despite the fact the Orc army has lost 50% of its units. However, obviously I've expended a lot of ammunition. In fact, some of my organ guns have actually run out of ammunition. If I'd maybe stopped them firing when they had about 30% ammunition left, this battle might have been shorter, weirdly. Oh well. Anyway, I'm going to jump ahead a bit, because basically at some point we're going to smash some holes in the wall and send the Longbeards in because we've run out of ammunition. And that's when the fighting really starts. So our Longbeards are now spilling into the city through a nice little breach in the wall there. Most of our ranged units are now completely out of ammunition, which of course is bad. We can see that they're down to 800 troops now. We've barely lost anyone, and they've lost, you know, over half their army. A lot of it is in a big pile of broken bodies. Right here, in fact. Obviously, this is the point where it gets dicey, because now we're coming in for actual melee combat. But fortunately, we've got a couple of aces up our sleeve. We've got the Grumbling Guard here, who are actually a decent melee unit. And we've also got the Peak Gate Guard here. So they are also a decent melee unit. And they have like armor sundering, armor piercing, all that kind of good stuff. We've got the Grumbling Guard here. They have some bonus. What is it? Hang on. What's this one do? Plus 9% vigor for everyone within range. There we go. There we go. That's not bad, is it? And they also get immune to psychology, and they're getting buffed by 12% armor piercing damage as well. So their armor piercing damage is actually very, very good. So these guys are actually going to be doing some damage. We do need to get some flanking on, though, because otherwise our little Longbeards are just going to get ground down. So far so good. We're dealing with most of the enemy infantry. What's left of the enemy army is several units of Boar Boys. They do have a unit of Orc Boar Boy Biggins as well. They're quite nasty. They've also got Trolls. They'll be quite nasty. They've also got a couple of Night Goblin Archers who have Fanatics in them as well. They've got some they've got some Orc Boar Chariots and some Stotling Pump Wagons. But overall, the army is, let's be honest, fucked. They're down to 600 men. They are about half the force we have. However, the balance of power has stubbornly refused to shift. So our Longbeards now flanking around behind these Orc Biggins. They've actually managed to kill 17 of our lads. Kind of like done quite a lot of damage, actually. But with this little flanking maneuver, we should be able to get in there and start doing some damage. Get in there, boys. Yeah! Chop that guy's head off. Nice work. Okay, we're doing it. We're doing it. They are not happy. They are shaken. Their morale's dropped to 13, minus 5. There we go. Now we're 15 minutes into the battle, about halfway, and you might go, Jesus Christ, really? There doesn't seem to be that much left. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Yeah, trust me, I know. You know, I had places to be. I had to go and collect the shopping. I had a click and collect that I had to go and get. And I was like, for fuck's sake, guys. Just break, you know? Come on. Like, you've got half of our army. Admittedly, half of our army is units that don't have any more ammunition, but still, for fuck's sake. Well, apart from this one organ gun, which has 2 ammunition still. So we're going to try and make use of that. We're actually going to bring it into the city. Going to create a little cordon and then bring the organ gun in. This is something you can do, because in a city like this, of course, you can actually like create a defensive line and then bring your artillery into the city to then help you sort of like move further in. So that is an option. I sometimes do that with Skaven because they have quite a good gun line, but units that like the weapon teams are very difficult to use in an actual city. Whereas if you create like a little line of storm vermin, then you can bring your weapon teams in and they can get good shit done. Okay, here come the ball boys. The ball boys are, I'll be honest, garbage. They're a terrible unit. They're slow. They're fragile. Pretty bad. The Orc ball boy biggins, they're not much better offensively, but they are better. They do have more armor, which means they do have a much better chance of surviving. The trolls are quite nasty. They have very good weapon strength. They can just mash their way through. They have regeneration as well. I do like my trolls. I do love my trolls. Fortunately, we've got the Grumbling Guard returning to the battle down here. Going to get a nice little whack on the back of these trolls. And they're going to start taking big chunks of damage. There we go. Taking some damage. Meanwhile, we do have some Longbeards pushing up, led by our Rune Lord. Going to finish off these goblins and these biggins who have come back. Again, we look at the numbers and we can see that the enemy troop count has dropped. It's almost dropped to 400, and yet still the balance of power is firmly in the middle. Until that balance of power starts moving, we've got no chance of routing this army. These trolls are going down slowly. They're taking some of our dwarves with them. We're starting to lose some numbers. I could bring in the Thunderers are not bad infantry with a melee defense of 32 and a melee attack of 24 and weapon strength of 28. They're reasonably... They're not bad infantry. They're about on par with like state troops and stuff. Our organ gun is pushing up because there's no real good targets down here. You can see these Orc Ball Boy Biggins are actually doing quite a chunk of damage to us. The trolls totally surrounded. They're not happy because they've been attacked in the rear. And they're down to about 50% strength. But they haven't lost many of their units. In fact, I think they started off with 16. And they're down to 12. So you really need to you need to kill the trolls. If you don't kill them, they'll be back with more health. So I do need to kill them. We do have a little unit of Night Goblin Archers here. We're just finishing off these Orc Ball Boys and pushing on towards these Night Goblin Archers. Wurzag is starting to blat us with magic, and he's going to be getting quite a few kills because see, his army is now reduced to barely nothing. I mean, he's got 305. Like the number of orcs he has left is miserable. Our Orc and gun is in position. Unfortunately, I told it to fire on the Ball Boys rather than the Night Goblin Archers. I wanted the Night Goblin Archers killed, not the Ball Boys, and I targeted the wrong friggin' unit. Fortunately, we are going to get some good shots off here, and that is going to liquidize quite a few of these Goblin Archers. Unfortunately, that's all they've got. We are now completely out of ammunition. You can see the balance of power has slowly crept into in our favour, but it's... I mean, we've literally had to take out... I mean, God, what a percentage is that? I want to say that's like 30... Like, they're down... We've probably taken out about 70% of their army. And it's like, yeah, okay, I'll budge slightly. The Orc Ball Boys are going down. The Trolls are coming back to the fight. And we're going to be pushing up towards the city centre. And we're just going to do a little cut here again because it takes a little while. I really should have, like, split my dwarves up. Okay, so we're now heading towards the city centre, and frankly, at this point, it looks like we're going to have to take the city to actually break this army. Because despite the fact that I now outnumber them multiples to 1, they just don't want to give up. These boar chariots are going to be an absolute pain in the arse. We're getting arrows rained down on our head, which isn't actually doing an awful lot of damage, but is kind of annoying. Over here, we've got more Dwarf Longbeards dealing with some Night Goblin Archers and another unit of Orc Ball Boys. There's our Rune Lord hacking his way. He's up to 50 kills. He's just been bludgeoning his way through orcs left, right and centre. Just murdering his way through them. Good job there. These Snotling Pump Wagons are now coming down to join the party. And these things... you know what? Snotling Pump Wagons are actually a pain in the arse. They do like to just rampage and split your forces up, and it's a real bugger. Honest to God, an absolute pain in the arse. I hadn't realised how much of a danger they were when I was playing as Grom, but they just are. You just put them in the unit and then like follow them up with something else, and the enemy unit will be so broken up, its cohesion will be all over the place that they won't know where. Like they'll just be all over. You'll just be able to finish them off. That's how you should use them. It's not until you face something that you really see its benefits. These Orc boar chariots as well are an absolute nightmare. They're getting so many kills. I don't know how. I guess it's against the Longbeards, who, I mean, they've got good defense, but nothing else really. And I guess these guys do have, like the boar chariots do have a bonus versus infantry. So what's their bonus versus infantry? So they've got 18. So actually their melee attack is pretty good. Ugh. I've been effigy of the git. Can he use that on like multiple people? Is it just on a unit? Maybe it's just on a unit. It's just the unit's so spread out. We're slowly dealing with the Orc boar chariot. We're slowly carving them up. And these goblins are being out. They've killed 16, which isn't very many really. Over here, we finally routed the boar boys and are slowly chewing our way through the night goblin archers. So Wurzag does not have much. He's got 200 lads left. That's it. And you can see the balance of power is sort of heading towards me, but they're still just like holding back, and I'm still trying to carve my way through these Orc boar chariots who are just being obscenely tanky. Like they just are sitting there, and the morale is like fine. It's 22, but they're like, yeah, it's fine. Like, they're not going down anywhere as quickly as I thought they should be. Absolute bloody nightmare. The Night Goblins are again... Yeah, right, okay, so the Orc War Boys have routed. The Night Goblin Archers are almost going down. They're down to 175. Now, our forces have dropped, like our melee forces. I guess, you know, obviously we haven't committed any of our missile units. Maybe we should have. Maybe that would have, like... I'm going to ignore the Orc War Chariots because they're just taking so much damage to deal with. I thought, now I'll just quickly like smash through them. Nope, absolutely not. Absolute ball ache. So we're going to push up towards the Night Goblins. We've managed to break through up here as well. So basically we're heading straight for Wurzag now. So he's got 148 boys left. The army still hasn't broken. It must be down to the fact that our missile units have no ammunition. That must be the only thing that is... But even then, this seems mental that he's basically got Wurzag, a unit of Night Goblin Archers, 2 Snotling Pump Wagons, and some Goblin Wolf Chariots, and that's it. That's all he's got. And still his army is fighting on. I mean, the Snotling Pump Wagons have come back, and they're going to go kaboom. Down goes one, down goes the other... So, you'd think at that point that basically this should be in the bag. And yet, Wurzag is just... I think Wurzag might be my nemesis. Because he just doesn't die. And his army just doesn't run away. Like, they won't stop. They won't just fucking run. I'm going to have to I've taken control of the plaza. I need to control the city. Because if I don't... I mean, what do you do? Like, I massively outnumber them. And yeah, a lot of your units are taking a lot of damage, but I still massively outnumber them. I mean, the boar chariots have come back again. But a quick, like, turn and attack, and they're going to go down as well. Finally, army losses take effect. Now that he's down to 128. The Fanatics, now that could have been very nasty, but fortunately the Fanatics go back straight through the Night Goblin Archers and kill more of them than they did of us. So he's down to about 100, and he's still going. He's still going. He's got a unit of Goblin Wolf Chariots, some Night Goblin Archers who have no ammunition themselves, and Wurzag, and he's still fighting. I'm going to take the city before I can finish off Wurzag. And Wurzag is also kicking the shit out of our general. Not to mention the fact that he seems to be able to use that spell very close to himself, and I don't think he should be able to do that. I'm fairly sure the player has a minimum range. Apparently the AI doesn't, which is kind of annoying, but I mean, of everything I'm having to deal with right now, that's the minor concern. Finally, army losses take effect. There he goes. Jesus. He had 73, plus 8, plus 1, and that was his entire army, and still, that was when he broke. Jesus Christ. Right, well that was odd. I don't quite understand why I had to literally capture this. What, is it something to do with Wurzag? Is there a problem? What? No, that I don't really feel like that should have gone that way, personally. I feel like that was massively fucking excessive. I don't know. It just feels like I literally had to wipe them out. You know? I mean, I understand that like all my units had run out of ammunition, and that is like a large percentage of what they consider their strength, but all the same, like there was fuck all greenskins left. Just, I don't know, the auto, I don't know, it just feels like the auto resolve's a bit weird at the moment. Like there's been a few times where I've fought the greenskins and gone, I don't really understand what just happened. It feels like it massively overfavours the greenskins for some reason, and I don't quite understand why. Who the fuck hell? Oh, you must have come in with the Confederation. Okay, that's fine. We'll send you meandering over there, I guess. And we've got research available. Lovely. Let's go with more public order. Not the worst thing to get. Speed for infantry units. We are quite slow. Weapon strength. Let's get weapon strength. Let's do that. Yeah, it's just been... It's been quite a few battles.
Will make me happy. Is that what you offer?
Is that what you offer? Oh, you want a trade agreement? I mean, considering I've got other things to do, sure, whatever. Sure, fine. Yeah, it's like the battles where I had the reinforcements and they just had the one up. We had so many units in comparison. I mean, it wasn't even close. It was an absolute slaughter, wasn't it? It wasn't... But the auto resolve was like, yeah, it looks about 50-50 to me. No, not even fucking close. I feel like, for whatever reason, the auto-resolve seems to, or like the combat strength seems to massively favour the greenskins against the dwarves. And I don't quite understand. Maybe it's to try and offset the order tide. Maybe that's their thinking. I don't know. It just feels a bit weird. It's not the end of the world, but it's just odd. Hello.
Revenge incarnate.
Hello, friend.
Futile.
Is it? Let's find out. I mean, it doesn't look futile, to be honest, mate. I really like it when they put different races in like locations they're not generally found, like Malus. Like putting Malus down in that corner was a brilliant move, because it means you get to fight Dark Elves when normally like unless you're like the High Elves or maybe even the Empire, but you generally aren't going to go over and fight the Dark Elves, and they're generally not going to come over and fight you that much, so you don't get to fight them. But having Malus down here just means you get to experience new and interesting things like the Spiky Hydra and Harganeth Executioners. Basically all these very nasty, very killy... okay, this could be a problem, because these guys are all very armor-piercing. And, you know, armor's our thing.
Die, weakling! Die, fools!
Rude. Okay, so we're doing a lot of damage here. The Black Guard taking absolute pounding. And as soon as they're in range of our guns... Now, what I'm slightly concerned about is these Cold One Dread Knights, because they're going to be flanking around, and they could be a real issue for us. Let's drop some rocks on these Harganeth Executioners, because that'll be fun. Dropping rocks on things is great. Yeah. And there's Malus as well, of course. Malus, who I think Belegar should be able to deal with, but will he? Let's find out. So already the Master is charging towards us. Belegar's been spotted, and Malus is going straight for him. Nice early... Oh, Belegar takes a nasty hit to start off with. The Steam Cleaners start taking out the Harganeth Executioners. Spiky Hydra coming in as well. We are the Master is running away, but he is not shattered, and Robert is charging into the Cold One Dread Knights to engage them. They've given old Jacob the slip, so our Longbeards have had to turn to face them, and now we're facing quite a few. We're facing these Harganeth Executioners and these Cold One Dread Knights on that flank, which is less than ideal. The centre should be generally okay, but my left flank is looking a little bit dicey as we get flanked by these Sisters of Slaughter, who are not armor piercing but do have fantastic stats. That Master's getting straight into the Gubbinz Rangers, which is unfortunate. And now our guns, this map is not particularly great, to be honest, because there's a lot of like hills. Generally we just want it nice and flat, so our Thunderers are going to have to move up the top of the hill here to get a good shot on the Hydra. Meanwhile, on the right flank, our Thunderers are whittling down the Cold One Dread Knights, and looks like Belegar is fighting Malus as well as a bunch of Blackguard. And it seems like Malus has got the upper hand here. I mean, it could be because he can turn to what's-his-face into Ted, and then Ted regenerates him, doesn't he? So that could be something. But Belegar's taking an absolute beating, which is less than ideal. On the left flank, the Rangers are dealing with the Master. He's running away. He's taking a lot of fire, but he's like jinxing. He's going left and right, left and right. He's almost down, but he's going to get back into us. Oh, get the fuck out, you bastard. Spiky Hydra is slowly going down, but you can see this unit of the YouTube commenters down to 13, 12, 11. Oh no. No one's going to be commenting anymore. Holy shit. To try and save them, the Skyhammer comes and drops a bomb, unfortunately killing them all. Oh well, YouTube commenters are now dead. Sad times. The Harganeth Executioners, though, flanking around. I lose more Longbeards this way. The Sisters of Slaughter getting gunned down. That Spiky Hydra needs to go down as well. Personally, I prefer the normal Hydra, but you know, Spiky Hydra's fine. It's supposed to be anti-large, but I've just found it's just not that actually good. Finally, the enemy army is driven off. A few satchel charges chucked their way. Malus running away, leaving Belegar pretty dented. And we'll do as much damage as possible to see them off and make sure that our follow-up battle can be a nice easy auto-resolve. I was a little bit concerned about that battle, and I was right to be. As well, I mean, as soon as they got into combat, I knew it was going to be bad because they had lots of armor piercing, and so that was understandably going to be traumatic for us. But yeah, that particular battlefield's not great for us either. So I think comparatively, that was fine. Okay, so we've seen Malus off. Got extra armor piercing damage as well. So we should be able to bop you nice and easily, because I don't think you've got any... Yep, you've got no friends left. Really? 140 kills? Really? Really? Okay.
I'm going. Lunds air.
Right.
Onwards.
Right. Our front line is looking a bit on the weak side, so we need to bolster that. So, we're just going to rush back. We're going to rush back, try to get some reinforcements, something like that. We need another army over here,
Time for a reckoning.
which is why we've got Bob. Good old Bob. Now, what's going to be good against Dark Elves? So, I mean, they're not really going to bring much in the way of large units. They got the Hydras, but that's, I mean, plus the cavalry, but then that's not particularly difficult to deal with. It's mostly going to be their crossbows, which are the problem, and their armor-piercing units. So let's get a couple of grudge throwers, because you can't go wrong with some grudge throwers. And plus we need the global recruitment spots open for Belegar next turn. Little success there, very nice. Undaunted by numbers as well. We've been doing that garrison over. So hopefully it should be a nice easy auto-resolve for us. I mean, I'll take it. Oh, motherfuck! Jesus Christ! Seriously? Ow, every single time. I was like, it's probably okay. Nope, it's not fucking okay. Alright, well, let's get defences there and also a pub. I don't know why I'm surprised every time. I really should have just learned by now. The auto-resolve is going to kick you in the testicles. Just accept it. Welcome it. Lean into the agony. Do we... Somewhere we can recruit Ironbreakers. Is it here? We can.
It is time.
It is time.
Let us be about this.
It is time. Now. Okay, we'll do something like that. What level are you? 8. What do you have? Nothing. Well, now you've got some things. I have a banner of swiftness and a war banner. And another war banner. And I don't know, like a stonemason? Sure, something like that works. Okay, that army's actually pretty good. I'm tempted to send them after the mutinous gits, because I need to kill them, and they're still alive, and it's very annoying. Right, you're still healing up, which is fine, and we've pushed the greenskins back. How long for? Who knows? Ozpin the Seconds. You know what you need is like more ammo for, well, everything really. Yeah. So does Urists. And we've got this army over here. It's fairly beaten up, so I don't think that'll be too problematic. I need defences at Fortress of Vorag. You know what we need here is growth. We do have some growth going on, which is good. As soon as we can get more growth, that would be more better. 4 turns. Still quite a while. We just need to keep the greenskins on the back foot. So, you know what I should do?
Lord of Clan Morgrim.
Is merge those. And then... Where are they? There they are. Recruit more. And then we can go and take the floating village and Morgheim. We're also at war with the Top Knots, but I think they're going to be less of a threat. Famous last words.
Clan honor. Long have I fought and suffered for my people.
Hello, Orion. Non-aggression pact. You do want some money for it. You don't like the people we don't like. I think you're generally pretty chill. I think we can probably get along. I know some people are like, oh, you should declare war on the High Elves. And I could, but... It feels like it would just turn into a grind. You know? It would just turn into a massive fucking grind, and I don't really want to do that.
Lord of the Angrund.
I was tempted. Oh, should we get some Ironbreakers? I think it takes 3 turns to recruit. I could replace all of my Longbeards. However, I mean, we have managed to defeat Malus. It would make us considerably more tanky. Oh, I don't know if that's a good idea. So my concern is that we might just, you know, I might get rid of the Sky Hammer. And I might do that instead. Some Giant Slayers to cover our flanks, because that's where we're having the most trouble. The AI loves to flank you, and with our artillery missile unit heavy army as it is, it's just like waving a red rag to a bull. What else could we get? Shall we just get another Longbeard? And then what we'll do is we'll hop over to Crooked Fang Fort. Unless we want to get more Bugman's... Shall we get more Bugman's Rangers? So we get a couple more Bugman's Rangers. Let's do that. Then we can hop over to... No, then we can hop over to Krakadra, where we've got the gun, and we can get some Morgan guns and all that kind of good stuff.
What do you want?
That's what we're going to do there. And let's come down here and assault the garrison. Not that it's going to do any fucking good. Can we attack that in one turn? Nope. Okay, in that case, we're going to go there. And we're going to encamp, so we can heal up as soon as possible.
Armed and ready.
First, going to be Inspiring Presence, because we need to give you more ammunition. More ammunition is what we need. You're recruiting, you're recruiting. You're not doing anything. What do I want you to do? What could you do? Oh, you could go and hunt down the mutinous gits and see if we can put an end to them. Because frankly, I feel like they've lived for time. I mean, I've got Carl to declare war on him. What the fuck's Carl doing? He's... Oh, get your thumb out of your ass, Carl, and sort it out. Honest to God, I give you one job. One bloody job, and you can't even manage that. Unbelievable. Unfucking-leavable. I don't... It's so hard to find good help these days.
What brings you before the heir of Lund?
Hello, Cetra. You want a military alliance? I mean, you don't like the people I don't like, and you're friends with the people I like, so I guess that would be fine. Can't see a problem with that so far. Probably okay. Okay, so we've got more weapon strength, which will come in handy.
True king.
My visions predict failure.
Do they? Okay, well, good to know. Let's get defences there. We want to get defences here as well. Let's get growth. Yeah. I want to get defences. Also, we're going to lose this, but I don't think there's much I can do about that. Because we won't have any public order buildings, so it's just going to rebel and get burned down. But never mind.
You have my hammer.
Okay. Let's put a stop to that. Meanwhile, you're still recruiting them, which is fine.
Yes.
You're going to hop over here. And we're going to take Dragonhorn Mines after assaulting them first to get us... I mean, I question how much the assaulting the garrison actually does. I mean, that's not bad. And actually, we managed to win that without the goblins killing, you know, 150 dwarves each. So, good stuff there. Hello? Alright, fair enough. I'm sorry for asking. Let's get some more growth over here, and more public order, and defences. Perfect. Looks like they're recruiting. Need to keep an eye on... Oh, hello. That's MASH. So, that is their war boss.
Casting the runes.
So let's just wander back, because he's probably going to come and attack us. We've got defences all over here, so that's okay. Should be generally fine. Get a dwarf keep up there. Public order here is not great, so we could do with fixing that sooner rather than later. Oh, we can finally upgrade to Karak 8 Peaks. The next rank. Holy shit. Took fucking long enough. Jesus. Let's untax you for the moment, because you are going to be very sad very soon. Everywhere else happy? Are we taxing everywhere else? Let's just double check. We're not taxing Broken Teeth, but that's to be expected. So that's what we're not doing. And then Plane of Bones is going down, but that's fine. That's to be expected. Western Badlands as well is to be expected because we've just taken settlements there. So to be honest, that makes a fair amount of sense, I guess. And we want defences here, and we want defences here. Let's do that, and we're continuing to advance on the Crooked Moon Mutinous Skits. I'm not sure what I'm going to find when I get over there. Ozpin, you're going to upgrade your missile units. And more speed for infantry. Pretty good when we're being flanked. Because that's the main threat, I feel, for our armies, is getting flanked and not having any units to like deal with the flanking. Our front line is tanky, but if they bypass it, there's not much we can do. It's just what sucks about being a dwarf. Okay, so we've got a couple of people raiding us, which is unpleasant. Oh, you really? I mean, it's very ballsy, little guy. Very ball. In fact, I'd go maybe too ballsy, because you're now deads. Like, super deads. Not sure. Okay, good. I guess we'll just head back for the moment then. An interesting strategy. Looks like they're recruiting guys there. And oh, hello. Hello. Okay, well, I'm just going to auto resolve that one. And the reason I'm going to do that is because, for some reason, auto resolve has a much big... Now, I was just looking at that and going, there's a river right there. I know exactly what that army would do. If we defeated it in battle, it would then... Any units that retreated would retreat straight over the river, and I would not be able to chase them up because the river would take too much of my movement, see? Which would have really annoyed me. So, also... I get the sneaking suspicion that auto-resolve is a bit more brutal in that the army doesn't get a chance to retreat. Is that true? Like, I'm fairly sure if I fight this battle, some units will get away, and but with auto-resolve, it's like brutal. It's everyone dies like that, and I'm fairly sure I wouldn't have been able to completely kill everyone with that engagement. Okay, I'm going to be really ballsy here. Am I going to get more replenishment being in my territory or their territory? Troops replenished. Who's most damaged? That one. 24. What do I get in my territory, just out of interest?
I'm gone.
Is that in my territory?
I'm going.
22.
Moving out.
Alright, I guess we'll just replenish in my allies' territory, which apparently is just better for us. Is that because they've got more replenishment buildings? Well, they do have. That's an interesting... Do replenishment buildings stack? Like, if we get both of these, do we get 6%? Or just 2? Or 3 even? It's an interesting thought I've never had, actually. Do they stack?
Summon me if you dare.
Okay, well, we've got the 5 Bogman's Rangers, so what we're going to do is... In fact, can we just walk? If we just walk over here, then we can just replenish here. Not replenish. What's the thing I'm thinking of? Recruit. That's it. I'm going to grab a couple of them. Oh, do I want... I mean, yes, I do. I do. It's happening. Look at that. It happened. I just recruited them. It's going to take fucking ages to recruit. Why do all the really fun units take fucking ages to recruit? You know? I'm like... Iron Drakes. Awesome. Hello. Is it? No, it's a bit bright. Alright, fair enough. Hello, Carrick Norn.
Greetings, kinnaman of the hold.
Hello.
What can I do for you?
Non-aggression pact? Okay, well, you don't want an non-aggression pact? Fine. 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 See if I care. See if I fucking care. Okay, so, it's looking pretty good, all in all. After that battle, I'm a little bit nervous about fighting the Dark Elves. They are, like, the Dwarves' strength is their armour. And the Dark Elves have a lot of armour-piercing stuff. Like, their crossbows are very nasty. So, that's a great concern to me. But I think Belegar can deal with that, especially if we get some assistance down there. The greenskins are also falling back, and we haven't really had any major problems. As if we can knock out their Savage Orc recruitment buildings, then at least we won't have to worry about that ever again, which is nice, because Savage Orcs are just a pain in the arse. They're a pain in the arse because they're quite killy. They tend to have, like, stupid amounts of health. And they're also quite spread apart, so your guns just don't do as much good as they do against some other factions. So it's generally, I would much prefer to be fighting vanilla orcs and goblins than the Savage Orcs, because they're just easier to deal with, I think. And otherwise, looking pretty good. What about victory condition-wise? Let's have a quick look. So, we need to take control of all the dwarf holds. We're currently missing Carrick Norn, Fester Spike, Carrick Ziflin, which is over there, Blackstone Post, Carrick Dromar, and Zuthbar. I think that's all we're missing as well. And we destroy Grimgor's Art Boys and the Crooked Moon Municipalities, which we're currently doing. And we need to control 8 of the following structures, which shouldn't be particularly difficult considering we just need some military alliances really to top that off. In fact, could we... where's Carl? Where's Carl? There he is.
Greetings from Sigmar.
Okay, he won't give us a military alliance, but I reckon, given enough time, and whenever Archaon rocks up, that he should eventually give us a military alliance, and that'll give us Altdorf. We can probably get Corone as well, and that should all be good. Lovely. Probably looking at, I mean, unless we get any major upsets, probably looking to end this campaign. Potentially, I'm fingers crossed that around the next time the next update hits, is my suspicion. I don't have any inside information on that, but I reckon it's going to be fairly soon. So I'm hoping this kind of nicely dovetails with that. But I'll have to wait until next time. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.